Okay, we're here at BorgWarner Turbochargers, and with me is John, and he's going to talk to us about what to do with turbos this year with BorgWarner.
Hi, I'd first like to go through the existing EFR product line and the range of sizes. We have a B1 and a B2 size rotor group, and it ranges from a 62 millimeter compressor wheel driven by a 58 millimeter turbine on the small side, and it goes all the way up to a 91 millimeter compressor and driven by an 80 on the big side. And for EFR contents that are standard, we have a boost control solenoid valve, a compressor recirculation valve, optional wastegate integrated in. Our compressor wheels are forged milled wheels. And then our turbine housing options are twin scroll, open scroll, wastegated, and non-wastegated.
So we got a twin scroll even in a pretty small frame turbo.
That's right. The 6258 is currently our smallest frame size, and it's available in single or twin scroll. And another key feature that I want to touch on is the turbine wheel material. And all of the EFR product line is made with titanium aluminide, which is half the density as the Inconel or conventional wheel.
I know just saving a little weight on the turbine side makes a big difference in spool.
That's right. It's several hundred RPM, maybe 30-40% transient response improvement with that lightweight rotor group.
And I see you run the cartridge type ball bearing system?
Yes, our ball bearings are dual row ceramic with a metal cage.
And does the cage float?
Yes.
The floating cage is real important for shaft motion control, so that's a really good feature.
That's right. It acts as a bit of a hydraulic dampener.
So John, what's new with EFR this year?
Well, we have three concepts here at the booth. And the first one is the compressor cover that doesn't have the compressor recirculation valve or the boost control solenoid valve port on them. And that helps with packaging. So it's a tighter, more compact compressor. This back here is the baby EFR, and it's a 5951. Currently, our B1's smallest is a 6258. So this is a 3 millimeter smaller OD on the compressor, and it flows 95% of the 62 millimeter that's in current product. It's 35 millimeters shorter, and it's 35% less inertia. So it's going to be quite a hit with the small engine, and we're investigating of releasing it in both clockwise and counterclockwise, so it'd make an excellent choice for a twin turbo application. And then the third product that we're showcasing is the upgraded or updated B2 compressor stages. And we're investigating updating both the 83 millimeter and the 91 millimeter maps. And here we have the existing maps overlaid with the newer maps that are high flowing. You can see that the maps have shifted to the right. There is a bit of a change in peak efficiency, but the mass flow capability of the wheels is greater.
That's quite a bit of a difference there. What are the center sections made out of?
We have two options. This one on display is aluminum, and that's available on the B1s and B2s, all of them. And then we also offer cast iron, and that's available on all rotor groups except for the 7163. The 7163 is aluminum only.
Making the width a lot more narrow is pretty exciting too, because that's always been a BorgWarner thing. Your turbos are wider than everybody else's.
Right. We make an attempt to make it as compact and as short as possible, and you can see how close the wastegate is to the outlet flange here. And it's a lot of features to pack into a small package. And I also need to mention that this baby EFR is based on a KO3 design, and the turbine side is connected with a V-band, and that's common with the KO3 family. So there's a high potential for end users to reuse their existing manifolds or their turbine housings, and modify it to drop in a baby EFR supercore. And a supercore is what we refer to as a turbo without the turbine housing.
So all the VW and Audi guys are going to really like that product.
We hope so.
Looks like you help some of the turbo kit manufacturers.
That's right. Many of our distributors distribute our product, but they also create complete turbo kits for the end user to install on their engine as a complete package. Here we have an example of Full Race, and this is a 2.3 liter Ford that has an EFR turbo on it, which is a twin scroll turbine housing. Full Race has developed an adapter to go from the integrated exhaust manifold directly into the turbine housing. And it looks simple from the outside, but here's an example of it. On the engine side, it has this 3-port entry, and that's where the exhaust gases come out. And then it twists and flows into a divided housing on the turbo side.
So that's what's new with EFR. Now we're going to talk about Werks turbos. Thank you very much, John.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, we're here with Seth, and we're going to talk about the Werks turbos. The Werks turbos are the plain bearing ones and really big frame stuff. So what do we got new for this year, Seth?
Well, let's talk about what we did last year. Last year we introduced a new S200 and S300 SXE. And basically this is a enhanced version of the existing SX product line. So we've got new covers with speed sensors, pre-machined, boost ports pre-machined, forged milled wheels. We've added 360-degree thrust bearings for the S300s, and then we've continued that on to the S400. So stepping over, this is something new for us. It's a S400 with an 88 millimeter inducer. This is capable of supporting roughly 1575 horse. And we've introduced a couple more turbine housings, which is 115, 132, 145, and a 158 EVR. So it should give the end users plenty of selection to dial in their combination. We've also introduced a couple more turbos behind me here, which is a 72 millimeter. The 72 millimeter also extends into the 76 as well, within the same T4 turbine inlet foot and outline connections. And then for the big bad boy, we have a new S500 SXE, and we're offering it with a forged milled wheel, 360 thrust, and 88 millimeter version that's good for 1650 horse, and we have a 94 millimeter version that's good for almost 1900 horse. So basically we start from anything from around 550 max horse all the way up to almost 2000 horsepower within the SXE lineup.
That's pretty awesome. This year at SEMA, it seems to be all about the big power belts, and these turbos will support it. Do the Werks still have the extended tip?
They do. The extended tip actually gives you more shroud length that goes all the way up, so it acts like a larger wheel, but your inertia and everything's pulled back at the hub line here. It also reduces stress, so it allows you to run slightly smaller wheel to make the same power, or the same size wheel will act like a larger press wheel, give you more power.
So a lot of it, you get the inertia of a smaller wheel and some of the flow characteristics of a big one.
Exactly right.
Well, thank you very much. It was great to see all the changes for this year, and thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.